Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yo.
Welcome to Socialcast. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. Well, we already started. This is like,
Yeah, straight into it. First
oh,
of all, I really want to figure this situation out. How do you pronounce your name?
Pish. You can just call me Pish.
Pish. Okay, that's easy enough. Yeah.
Cool,
So,
cool.
first of all, I want to talk about your inspirations, like how you kind of got into media and how you've adapted your style. Um, so yeah,
So I started out when I was 12. Uh,
12.
yeah.
Wow.
I was really into martial arts back then.
Okay.
So I was watching all these Bruce Lee movies, Jackie Chan movies. My dad bought me a little camcorder.
Mm.
So I was just filming me, myself, and my friends uh, doing some stunts in the
Okay.
garden.
Love that.
Really bad stunts. Like the leg didn't even go as high as my head yet. Um, it was pretty like amateur. But that's when I took all the footage from the camcorder and I put it in Premiere.
Mhm.
Took this song called "The Joker and the Thief" by Wolf Mother. I don't know if you know it. But I
I've
put it
heard
underneath
it.
the footage. It's a very niche song. I don't even know how I found it. But I put it underneath the footage and I started like making a montage out of it.
Yeah.
Um, and after that, started doing it more and more. And when I got to 16 and I moved to the UK, um, I officially was like, okay, let's start doing this a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
And I signed up for media studies classes in sixth form.
Mhm.
After that, went to film school when I was 18.
Nice.
That was a waste of time. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, can I swear on this, or is this like you're gonna need to bleep this out?
No, no, you can swear, you can swear.
Okay, okay. Yeah, don't go to film school. What a waste of time.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
3 years of that and got the degree. Parents are happy, so I'm like, okay, now let's do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I did a few music videos while I was in film school.
Mhm.
Um, but then once that was done, I had way more time to do it. So I
Yeah.
started hitting up everyone in my area that I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Uh,
So where are
Pretty,
you originally
yeah.
from? Because I didn't even know that you came to UK at 16. I thought you've been in UK for longer than that. So that's new news.
Uh, I was born and raised in Germany.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that's where the accent is kind of from,
Okay.
a little bit.
So what's the situation with Lisbon, Portugal? Because I see that you're out there quite a lot. Have you got connections there or?
Yeah, yeah. Lisbon, I went first time in 2017
Yeah.
as part of a little festival that was going on there. A friend of
Okay.
mine was doing it. He said, "Yo, come along." And I was fresh out of uni. I was like, whatever it is, as long as I travel, I don't care what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Love that.
I went out the first time, met a lot of people, and fell in love with the country. And I was like, okay, I need to come back again. So 6 months after that, I was like, I saved up a bunch of money.
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a month break. I'm gonna do nothing for a month.
Nice.
So I rented a room in Lisbon for a month and just chilled there for a month. Did nothing.
Just in
Like,
Lisbon as well.
yeah, just
Wow.
chilled there, partied a lot, hard. Uh, but still in a healthy amount. I
Yeah.
didn't go crazy. It was more like fresh out of uni. I need a month to like get some energy back.
100%. Saying you need some headspace after uni because it's just too
Yeah,
much. It's like
yeah,
boom,
it
boom,
was
boom,
too
boom, boom.
much. Yeah, but
So
after that, I had more connections there, and
yeah,
so I kept going back doing music videos, little
yeah,
documentary.
mate, they're awesome. Those music videos, the next level.
Oh, thank you,
I've
thank you.
seen them. They're different. I think that's why I really like them because those Lisbon ones are really like boom in your face and proper different, which I love.
Mm.
So what route are you looking to do? Because I know you've been how long you been out of uni now? About a few years.
2017, 3 years now. 3 years out of uni.
Probably same as me actually. What's the route that you want to go down? Because I'm still trying to. I figured it out a little bit more now. Like I kind of know what I really want to do, but I'm
Mm.
still figuring out how to get there and whatnot. So what's the route for you in terms of where you want to be and how you're doing things to get there?
The route, well, I started off doing all of this because I wanted to get an Oscar. I want to do like feature films.
Okay, yeah.
And that's still very much the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a bit too young to make a feature film yet.
There's never such thing as too young, bro. Never.
Now, if you look at all the great directors in history, they start off, like, for example, Steven Spielberg, he started off making his first feature film when he was 26.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at their whole career, all of the directors, David Fincher, Tarantino, Ridley Scott, they start to get really good in their mid-30s, late 30s.
That's due to experience, though. So, like, that's my point. It's best off starting whilst we're young. So then, maybe not feature film, maybe short films. Obviously, is a good way to start out. So then we can obviously adapt these skills. So then, there's a lot of young filmmakers that are coming out recently, especially like with the new Bad Boys film. I'm pretty sure he's quite a young director. I'm pretty sure he's in his late 20s. So it's like, it is very interesting to see how the industry is kind of, especially now that we've got digital cameras, how we have such easy access to these things and we can just learn and go out and do things without no budget. And then
very true.
Progressing, and then obviously at a young age you can then get to that Hollywood standards feature film. So it's, I think it's all about the work you're putting in. I mean, the industry, and through generations, we already know that we're always breaking boundaries. Humans always want to break boundaries. So I think, just don't think like that. Just like, don't limit yourself, because bro, your work's awesome, man. Don't ever limit yourself.
Thank you, man. No, I'm looking to do more short films. Obviously, once lockdown is over and we can leave the house. And I used to do a few
as well, so let's link up and talk a few things.
Yeah, let's do something.
100%.
Once this whole lockdown eases up a bit, because I've been walking around town and it's kind of like bizarre. Like, everyone can see each other, but like, you see someone walking towards you, like, man, I gotta cross the street.
You cross the street, don't you?
Yeah, if they don't cross the street, you're like, man, I gotta cross the street now. Shit. You go ahead and do it.
It's mad. It's absolutely crazy what's going on, but it's kind of an experience that I can guarantee we're going to see a lot of films based on this situation in the near future.
Yeah, but I'm already sick of it. I don't want to see this in the movie.
Yeah, true.
I went through this.
We'll start watching the films and it gives us anxiety because it just reminiscing about the time.
I know. I don't know how like old people must feel when they watch like Saving Private Ryan or like Dunkirk. It must be like, oh man, they made a film out of this.
Yeah,
it scarred me for life. How they made a film out of it.
Hacksaw Ridge is my favorite film. Like,
that was hard.
Everything about that film is just amazing. So like, where did you get your style for music videos? Because like I said, they are very different, especially the ones in Lisbon. I've seen some similar concepts in your music video of other stuff that I've seen, but you've put a lot of different things that I've seen into one video, which is unique. Like, where did that style come from?
So I was born and raised in Germany. I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna go on record and say it now. Germans make the best music videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to send me a few links.
I'll send you some links. Like, my style, I was heavily inspired by the hip hop scene over there.
Okay.
There's a thing there called street cinema. I kept watching those videos while growing up. And Germans get really nerdy about editing.
Yeah.
So they like to put a lot of effects in there, and they like to cut a lot, and they like to just go ahead and do it. And I saw a lot of like American music videos. They're like smooth, long shots, whereas the Germans, they're like in your face. Like, one shot could be like 6 frames, depending on how quick the beat is going. And I really like that style.
So it kind of inherited from where you originally was born, which is quite, I love that actually. That's a cool thing. I wasn't expecting that answer, to be honest.
But I'll send you some links for some German music videos.
100%.
They like go crazy, especially in terms of editing.
I've heard some like French rap like I don't understand what they're saying, but it sounds cool. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and their music videos are a bit like UK's actually. I'm assuming that they've got the influence from UK trap type of videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what Germany do with their hip hop industry in terms of music videos.
All right, I'll send you some links. You'll see it's proper in your face. It's proper different.
Yeah,
And also music videos from the Balkans, I think,
mm-hmm.
the Balkan area. I watch a lot of their music videos. I don't understand the language like at all.
Okay.
But it sounds very similar to German. That's why I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
If you watch their music videos, sometimes it feels like you're watching a crime documentary, but like sped forward.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're watching a 40-minute documentary, but they sped it up so it fits into 4 minutes, and your eyes are just like can't get off the screen. So yeah,
that's what you want with a music video, isn't it? So have you got any well, during lockdown it's a bit tough, but I've seen that you've been working on that charity project that you've been working on, am I right? Where you've been editing.
Yeah, so that was one of the projects that came out. That was for Muslim Charity Forum.
Okay.
Where basically I've been stuck at home. I keep watching the news every morning. I'm like, man, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. I don't really have much to contribute in times like these.
Yeah.
And as I was thinking that, some of the charities I used to work with, they hit me up and they said, hey, we have a bunch of footage and we need someone to take care of it.
Okay.
So, okay, perfect. Let's make myself useful. Let's, spread a positive message while we're all going through this pandemic together.
Mm-hmm.
So for the last few weeks, different charities have sent me footage, and I had like over 140 organizations send me footage.
Wow.
That was a mess to organize. I went through like so many WeTransfer links, Google Drive links.
I bet that was crazy. I bet you definitely missed some links in there. You've got one.
Probably. No, actually, they made sure I didn't miss any links. Wow. I sent them so many drafts. They were like, oh, that one video at 42 seconds to 52 seconds is not yet. And I was like, oh man, this turned into a whole big thing. This was supposed to be like a 2-hour edit, get it out of the way.
Nah.
2 weeks.
Congrats though, mate. I would say take my hats off to you, man. You're doing something good. That's nice.
Oh, thanks, man. There'll be more stuff like this coming out throughout the weeks.
Nice.
And then hopefully, if the lockdown finishes by the time it's June, July, you'll be seeing some more music videos again.
Awesome. I'm excited for that. Talk to me about the TV ad that's been about. I know you've been working with that home company, the property company.
Yeah.
So that's about. Did you know it was going to go on TV, first of all?
Yeah, they told me. Yeah, it was specifically designed for TV.
Okay.
So that job came through while we were in lockdown. But I've been filming for these guys, Unique Homes, for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
They keep hiring me back for videos. So by the time they were like, oh, we're going on TV, I already had like an archive of footage.
Yeah.
So they said to me, we need 2 to 3 different variations, depending on, what the business is doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, no problem. So I think it took me a total of 6 days to get all 3 videos ready. But yeah, that was like a lot of back and forth as well, a few late nights. But I guess editing for TV at the moment is not too different than editing for like Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's the same process. It's just a bigger screen. So you gotta make sure your color grade's on point. Yeah, the only difference was like, make sure your color grade's on point and make sure the sound doesn't exceed -6 decibel on the side of the sound bar. And that was it.
It's straightforward, really, Nick.
Yeah.
I was working on a sports TV series, and like, I think the thing for me, it was the deadline. Obviously, you probably had a bit more free time. I don't know, might be wrong, but with me, I was also taking over someone else's project because I didn't originally start that project. So I had to replicate someone's work. And then we had a really tight deadline with no organization. Like the guy was basically the presenter, producer, and all this other stuff, but he just wasn't organized. So it was just really, it wasn't the best of experience. But I do, in terms of editing and stuff, like it's just the exact same as you do with YouTube or, like I say, Instagram. It's not that hard at all. It's very simply done. And I think TV is, if you look at TV work compared to the stuff that you see now on Instagram and YouTube, it's nowhere near as complex. Like if you look at Instagram and YouTube and all this other stuff, it's so complex and like so many things are happening, and then TV is just simple cuts and color grade and sound, which is interesting.
TV, I feel like, because I went to some of the channels while I was down in London, I saw some of the behind the scenes stuff. They're proper lazy, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Like cookie cutter, edit this, tick, tick, tick.
Just pay, that's all. It's good pay, and that's it.
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
That's all.
But when you look them TV editors in the eyes, you can see they're dead inside.
So there's no creativity in it, and it's just like limiting yourself so much. You're like in a bubble, and you can't get out of it because one, obviously you got bills to pay for, so you don't want to leave the job because it pays well. And two, it's like you don't have the creative freedom. You're working under a big, massive branch. That's the best thing about being an independent filmmaker, or like gathering a team for a project. You know, like loads of different creatives rather than having or working for a big house company, because there's just no control. It's just like you're being controlled by a robot. Like you don't have no control whatsoever. So it's not the route I want to go in whatsoever. No way.
No, it's cool for a little bit, and it's cool if you get hired for it on a freelance basis.
Yeah, freelance is good, but full time.
Long term, they don't even pay that well if it's long term. They pay like, I don't know, they start at like £24,000 a year.
Yeah,
they'll call you an editing assistant, even though you're doing the actual thing. But they have to call you editing assistant to pay you that.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy what the industry does. I want to talk about, because we actually met through the Red Bull thing that happened in Bradford. Remember?
Yeah.
I want to talk about how that came up, because it was a big thing. There was Reggie Yates there that was also watching a documentary and kind of like, did it review it? I can't fully remember that night, but it definitely said a few words about it, right?
I spoke to him afterwards. He said he really enjoyed it. But that's like standard, like
Reggie Yates, though. Like Reggie Yates is like the #1 documentary person in UK. Like,
he's very well known for his own documentaries. Exactly. So being able to like screen my work in front of him, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Mind-blowing, mate. Mind-blowing. So like, how did that come about? Did they get in touch with you? Did you submit through that? Or?
Oh, when Red Bull came to Bradford, one of the organizers sent me a link. I was like, yo, you should apply for this. And I have a really bad habit of applying for stuff like last minute.
Yeah.
So he sent me like 2 weeks before deadline. And 2 weeks go by, and I'm at this house party. And on the night, I'm like, oh man, tonight is the deadline. So I'm like in the corner of a house party with a laptop while people are getting a bit lit. I'm trying to apply for this thing. I type in all the fields and I send it off. It was like real quick, real dirty. I was like, this is not good. I'm going to get rejected. And I did get rejected. They were like, yeah, sorry, your project doesn't fit in. So unfortunately, you didn't make the cut. I was like, makes sense. I wrote this last minute in the corner of a house party, so it makes total sense to me.
I didn't know that.
And then 2 days before they started like the camp for all the entrepreneurs, I get a call from the guy who's organizing the film festival section, section you came to. And he gave me a call and he was like, yo, Red Bull doesn't have enough content to show on the night. And we don't really have a major documentary showcasing positive work within Bradford. And my first question was, how much you paying? Tell me how much you're paying. And they were like, oh, it's more like a voluntary basis type of thing. And I was like, man, that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Nah, you should have definitely said, look, you need me more than I need you. Yes, but you best pay me. I'm joking.
I could have said that, but I was like, you know what? If it puts Bradford on the map, 100%. I don't mind it that much.
It definitely was a buzz. Like, it definitely got some sort of credit for Bradford, 100%.
Yeah. That event was like was probably one of the biggest things happening at the time in Bradford. Like all my entire Instagram feed and the ads were like saying, "Oh, Red Bull Amafico film screening," and I was already going there. I was like, "Okay, why am I getting these ads?" But I'm assuming everyone in Bradford was kind of being spammed with that event. I don't know. How did you find out?
I had no idea about it until, you know, Ethan, who I went with.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, do you want to go to this?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And then we just booked the tickets because it was only like £2, £2.50 for a ticket.
Very cheap.
So yeah, we just booked it like a week in advance. I didn't know how to submit anything. Like I didn't even know it was a submission thing. I thought it was just like a talk with Reggie Yates and stuff like that. I didn't fully know what was going on. So yeah, I just threw Ethan really, and then I'm glad I went, to be fair, because obviously I met you, and it was very interesting seeing people's documentaries and stuff. Yours was by far the best, and it just like fulfilled me with confidence. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the submissions were like just starting out people, so it makes me think, well, if I knew about it, I could have submitted, but I didn't have a clue about it. But just feel stuff like that fills you with confidence. Same with film festivals. When you go to film festivals, like you're so precious about not submitting something to film festivals. You think, oh, it's not even going to get in there. And then you go to a film festival and you see films and you're like, I know I could have done that better than that. Like, it's not like a horrible thing to say. It's what people think. And it's just the truth.
Skills, and you know what you can produce.
100%. So going to things like this fills you with confidence, and like yours was absolutely blew everyone out of the water. It was outstanding. It was great. So yeah, it's interesting. I didn't even know it got rejected first time. I'm surprised it did.
Yeah, the film didn't get rejected. I got rejected, and I had to make the film after I got the call.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, I think 4 days to make a documentary real quick. And through that documentary, I actually met the Unique Homes guys, who then kept on hiring me.
Yeah.
And actually that morning when I went out to film it, I almost didn't do it. I was like in bed. It was like, I think 9 a.m. I knew I had to be there for 10 a.m. to go ahead and film like this litter picking up.
Yeah.
And in bed, I was like, man, this is for free. In bed.
But it's a great opportunity. That's the thing, like me and Ethan talked about a bit, and me and Reef as well, Camera Pappy. It was more like you need to know when it's an opportunity and when someone's taking advantage. And that's obviously an opportunity. I won't say Red Bull took advantage. Well, a little bit, but considering they didn't have enough content.
And the low key.
Yeah, low key, they was taking a bit of advantage there. But at the end of the day, it's like Reggie Yates is seeing your work, and plus you're in an organisation which is Red Bull, like you're in that whole community. So I think it's a great thing, and I'm glad you actually did it, because I can imagine it's done great things. And I don't know if you're still in contact with anyone, but I definitely, with your confidence.
100%. It was 100% worth it. After, like, it came at the right time as well. Because it was September 2019. And I just came back from Portugal, and I was like, man, most of my travels for that year had finished. I was like, kind of done traveling this year, and I don't know really what to do. Should I focus more locally? Should I go Manchester? Should I go London? And when Red Bull came to Bradford, it kind of opened the doors for me in my own city.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't have to like catch trains no more. I don't have to catch flights no more for the rest of the year. I can just, step outside my house and be able to make money from my own city finally.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully they'll come back. Hopefully they'll come back to Bradford, but they have plans of coming back.
I reckon they will, because I think a lot of people definitely showed up in terms of viewing. I just think a lot of people didn't know about it. That's why they didn't get a lot of submissions. I think like the marketing was a bit wrong, which I think they'll obviously learn this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully they do come again this year, because I'll probably want to submit something. I don't know what, but we could even all join a big project together and just fucking blow the water.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Do like
I don't know if they're doing the same camp, but they're definitely coming back in terms of checking up on what impact they had through the festival. Yeah, that's what they're really doing. They came to Bradford through.
My camera was so exposed.
You need like a soft box over your.
Yeah, no, like this webcam's quality is awful. I spent a lot of money on this laptop, and the camera webcam just is awful.
Oh man, jeez. Am I like pixelated on yours or?
Nah, yours is actually really nice and crisp. I look half white. I look like I don't have half a body.
Don't worry, fix them post, man. Fix them.
But yeah, that's interesting. I think if it does come back this year, I think we should all definitely jump on one big project and make like a mad, crazy video.
Yeah, man. You know, this is like really weird for me because I'm usually the guy asking the questions. I never get interviewed like this.
I hate when I first did this, I actually really enjoyed it. But I think YouTube's helped me out a lot doing YouTube.
Yeah.
When I first did YouTube, I was like, this should not be happening. I should be behind the camera, not in front of it. That was weird, but I think I'm used to it now, and it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this has really benefited me, especially during this time as well, because you talk to loads of people. But this gets a lot off your chest, and I like to be transparent. I don't hold nothing back. I just say it how it is, and people can take it how they want. But people who know me, I'm not like selfish or all that crap. Like people know me.
I've seen a few episodes now of the you call it Socialcast.
I'm just trying to build a community. In all honesty, I want to know where people stand. I want to work with as much creators as possible. I want to do so much more collaborations and team effort work. So it's all understanding like people's values and stuff like that. And if people are wanting to build a team and all this other stuff, and also just learning their career story, and it's just good. It's just good for the community. I really believe so. So I really enjoy doing it.
Some of the filmmakers you've been interviewing already, they had some really interesting stuff to say.
Yeah, I've got quite a few crazy people lined up. Like I've got this guy called Taylor Randall, who's like a LA music video director, and he's worked with like Cardi B, DJ Khaled, and all this stuff. When he agreed, I was like, "What? Are you serious?"
Nice. How did you get him? Instagram.
I've just got him on Facebook. I've got him on Facebook. I just went through like a list of filmmakers and just added loads of filmmakers on Facebook. So hopefully they can do my work as well. But it's just a good way to kind of connect people if whatever. So fingers crossed it come. Well, it was scheduled for tomorrow, but I think it's just dropped me a message saying it might be a bit busy, so it might be rescheduled. But it's definitely going to be happening. I've already had an interview with this other big director who does a lot of big commercials and stuff like Honda and BT Sport and stuff. So that was interesting.
Nice.
There's a lot of good content. I hope people are loving it. And just stuff like this, like you ain't even got to be a big scale flipping director or filmmaker or whatever. I just love speaking to other creators because one day we're all probably going to end up getting to that level anyway. So it's funny to do this now and then look back on it and be like, oh, remember when we said this? And
it happened.
So it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, 100%.
So obviously we talked about future plans, but kind of like on a short-term basis, what do you want to achieve in the next 5 years ultimately? Like,
next 5 years.
I know it's a bit broad, but
so I definitely want to make a feature film in the next 5 years.
Feature film, I love that.
Yeah, definitely want to make one. And I might make it in Bradford because I feel like there's a lot of stories that can be told here.
100%. And Bradford's a great location, Scout. Like,
yeah, I know. Like all the Peaky Blinders comes up here. A lot of Bollywood movies come up here to do their stuff. And I live like right in the center, so I can just utilize all these locations. But that's like something I'm thinking about. I don't have like a script or nothing yet.
Yeah.
But like you said, I still have 5 years time, so it's cool.
Well, like I said, bro, I'm happy to join in any project that's gonna benefit us all, or just like I said, I just want to collab. So I 100% want to do something with you in this year, if we can. All depends on lockdown, I guess. But this year, I definitely want to do something. I don't know what, but we'll definitely do something.
I'm very like. While I was at film school, I was doing like one short film per year.
Okay.
I had nothing else like lined up in this like calendar.
Yeah.
I could really like spend time on like script, planning it and shooting it. Obviously, those films were like a bit weak because I was starting out and still learning the ropes. But if there's a really good script and a really good story, I'm ready to go in 100%.
Yeah.
Like, but
Well,
I need that really good script, because if the script is weak, I don't want to spend all of that time trying to make
100%. Yeah, 100%. I've got well, I've got an idea, but I've already said I want to do a short film this year, so I've already asked Lewis, LJ Media, don't know if you know him, to be on board, and also Camera Pappy. So if you want to be on board, then let's fucking do it, bro, and let's get something done this year.
over. I'll have a look. And
I ain't got a script or anything yet, but I kind of got an idea, because I want to. Well, we can all just join together and dash out ideas, because I don't want it to just be mine. I want it to be a joint thing. So
yeah, that'd be dope. Let's do it, man. Let's get out of the house.
100%. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. How about you? What's your 5-year plan? What you got lined up?
Bro, I've got it all on my wall here. I literally write everything on my wall. I've got there's so much I want to do. I want to have a production team. That's one thing. I want to have like some sort of team, not really tied down. Like, you can still do freelance stuff if you get asked to and do your own thing, but have like some sort of team where a big project does come in hand, or like we all like do something that we can be passionate about and do something that we really are proud of in terms of commercial and stuff like that. Because I want to work with some big brands, but that'll only work if I have a production team, or you know what I mean, when we've got more brains to pick at and much more professional, and you have everyone specializing in their own different things. So a production team I definitely want to have, or at least a bunch of people that I can trust with a big project, and we all can come together and we all have this creative bond.
Is this something like you want, or something you need?
Just something I want. I mean, I don't really need, but I do definitely want it. I've been trying to build this for the past year and a half now. So I've been trying to pick out loads of different people. But I just kind of haven't got that connection yet. I mean, LJ Media, like me and him kind of have the same vision and values. And I feel like we do, especially now I've talked to you through this. So it's kind of like I'm starting to pick at a few people that I could see it working with. And only way would obviously really understand or kind of know if it'll work is just do fun projects off our own back, which is what I'm doing at the moment, you know, with like just making product videos. But I want to start doing that once lockdown's over with like a little team, just for free, not paid, just for like portfolio reasons. We just go out and shoot like a car commercial or something, like something quite big that we can all be proud of, and end up putting it into our portfolio. Just like keep building loads of stuff up, start the production team, make a show reel, get a website up, and then that forms a production team. But all comes down to trust and a bond. That's the main, that's the hardest thing to find in a team.
It's also about like everyone putting in the work themselves. Like for example, last year I started hiring a lot of freelancers. And that was before I met you. Otherwise I would have hit you up as well. That was over May, June, July. Those were my busiest months. I started like hiring freelancers on a regular basis, and actually paying them their wages as well. Whatever they were asking for me. And I was like, awesome, cool. I have like 3 people in the room now who are editing, and I can like bounce around between that. Did that for 3 months, and the output was kind of nice. But I realized, you know what, I can make the same amount of money if I just do it myself.
I think that's the thing. I think for me, it's not about the money in some sense, and I think that's why I want to have a production team where people can still do their own thing. Is like go and do their own thing, because end of the day, every production team has that. Everyone's kind of still a freelancer in some sense, but they do have a production team where they trust each other on a big project and they all like work together and stuff like that. So it's more so that rather than anything. And I don't want it to be a money thing. I want it to be like a good bond. We have a team. We have like a kind of like a little family in the media aspect, where we're all just vibing off each other. We're all just like become good friends and just do everything together. Basically, that's what I want. I don't like the money will come if the work speaks. Like if the work's good, which it will be with the people that I've been talking to.
100%. No, I was mentioning that from more like a logistical point of view. Like the logistics, once they come into it, gotta be really passionate about the whole team aspect of it. Otherwise, like the stress will be like making you think, oh, is this really worth it? Because alone I was achieving kind of like more than as a team, which is a weird thing to say, but I experienced that for like 3 months. But then I was working. Say again?
It takes so much time to build a team, and in order for that team to be at a successful level, because end of the day, people see it as, oh, if you're doing stuff by yourself, which I class as a videographer, but you can class yourself as a independent filmmaker, I guess. It's more like, all right, cool. So I can hire one person for cheaper rather than a team. But then it's like, if you have a team, you're going to get so much more for your money, even though it is going to be expensive, but the production level is going to be 10 times better because you've got so much more happening, and people specializing in the thing that they love to do. So therefore, it's going to be the best it can be. Yeah,
100%. So what do you like specialize in? Because I see you're like a one-man army as well.
Yeah, I mean, I bring a few people in, but like I said, it's tough. But I don't know. I do obviously everything, but I think the best thing I'm at is, it's hard to say. I love directing, I love cinematography, and I love editing. I think for me, it's either cinematography or editing. But I would definitely take on directing jobs. I wouldn't shy away from it. But my main specialization would definitely be either editing or cinematography. Yeah.
I have a question for you. What do you think of directors that don't know how to use a camera?
I think that's not an issue, because really and truly, that's what the cinematographer is there for. And that's why it's good to have a good bond, because that cinematographer can then communicate to the director. Say if the director doesn't fully understand what cameras do, and the cinematographers are like, well, that's not possible to do, then it's his reason to then step up and communicate with the director. And it's all about bond at the end of the day. If they have a good bond, then that director is going to understand and say, okay, well, we can do this differently. It all just depends on the person. Like directors, end of the day, they're individual people, and everyone's different, as we know. So it all depends on the person. But me personally, if the person's willing to learn and listen, then I don't see it as a problem. But I think the director's goal is to direct something in order for it to come to light. It's not in terms of knowing everything or knowing about camera stuff. It's just directing a scene or directing a vision and making it come together.
I'm asking that question because I've seen, like, I don't know if you went to film school as well.
I did H&D. I won't say it's film school, but yeah.
Yeah, H&D is?
Higher National Diploma. It's not like a full degree.
Like, because in film school, I was seeing a lot of like people who want to be directors, working with cinematographers who are really passionate about the technical aspects of cameras and everything. And for me, there was like always a disconnect between the directors and the cinematographers.
And you know what that is, bro? Ego.
Yeah, man.
It's ego. People don't want to let go of the ego, man. They have some sort of self-pride and, oh, I know this, I know that. Nah, man, just listen. Like, life's all about learning. And if you're not willing to learn, the team's not going to form together, and it's just going to crumble. Like, the whole project's going to crumble. You need to be able to listen in order to make a project work.
100%. But I feel like, obviously, back in the day, the roles were very divided.
Yeah.
So, director does this, cinematographer does this, sound guy does this, VFX this, boom, boom, first AD. I feel like as cameras are getting smaller, it's getting digital, like you said.
100%. Everyone's getting good at everything.
Like, for me, seeing a self-shooting director is not so weird anymore. Like, back in the day, you would see Steven Soderbergh shooting his own stuff, and you'd be like, is he crazy? Why doesn't he have a cinematographer? But now, when people do it, it's like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Camera's small, he can just sit there and do his thing.
It's definitely possible to do. But I just think you can do it that way. If you want to do that, at the end of the day, it's up to you what you want to do in terms of your life and stuff. But it
allows for, like, when you have a bigger team, it allows for like more freedom and more like you can bounce.
And like I said, everyone's specializing in their own thing, so it's going to be 10 times more crisper, and It's just attention to detail. That's why you need a team, because the more people you have on set, the more attention to detail there is.
Yeah.
If you're just one person and you're trying to do everything, it's just so much to take in. And you all know that because we're all doing it at the moment. It's so much to take in: continuity, directing, lighting, camera movement, and then editing, and there's just so much: outfits, location scouting, and we're underpriced in everything that we're doing. Like this, look how much I'm mentioning, and we're doing it off like, well, I've upped my prices now, but I remember doing it for like 150, 200, and all that stuff. And I'm doing all of these things that people are not taking into consideration.
Yeah. Very true. That's your like. Doing all these things, though, I feel like will make us in the future better directors.
Oh yeah, 110%.
To the art department, like you've done that job, you know how to do this.
100%. I think directors in this era later on in life is going to be crazy. Like, going to come up with some crazy ideas. We're already seeing it. Like, I watched Extraction last night on Netflix. There was a whole scene, like 15-minute scene, that was one take. And it was mind-blowing, mate. I was like, how are they doing this? Just me, watch that film, mate, and you'll know exactly what scene I'm on about. Because first of all, you don't take your eyes off it. And you start realising halfway through, this is still the same shot. What is going on? Like, you'll notice it straight away. It's nuts, mate. It's absolutely crazy. And like, that's my example. I'm pretty sure, like, they are that old. They might be I don't know. I need to actually do my research, but the directors might be fairly young, because a lot of Netflix, because it's a Netflix original, a lot of Netflix directors are anyway, because they kind of understand that marketing, and it's a very young thing. So I tend to see that a lot of young directors or a lot of filmmakers tend to go towards Netflix, and all the old-fashioned people still go to cinema, which when I do a feature film, I want it to still be in cinemas, to be fair. Like, I don't know why. I think it's just cool having, first of all, the box office thing. I love that idea of just like understanding how your film is performing through box office. Like, that's people. I guess have it with Netflix, like, true. People going through the effort to get to the cinema, to then buy a ticket, to then watch the film. Like, that in itself is an achievement. It's brilliant. Yeah, 100%.
I guess Netflix is the future now. For now, while we can't go to cinema,
it is.
And we're locked in.
That's one of the goals. Definitely have something on Netflix. I don't know what, but documentary, or probably not series, because once it becomes like a full force thing, it's kind of like tied down to that full series. Then I think the main thing for me is either films or documentary. I really am enjoying documentary filmmaking type of thing. So it's like a doc film.
Is that for your travels?
Yeah, and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't think I've really done all since, but I've definitely got loads of doc film ideas, which I just need to put into practical. But yeah, the traveling was kind of like the first aspect of that. And even then, I didn't go out thinking I'm gonna get this shot, I'm gonna tell it like this. I was just filming whatever was happening, and then I'd figure it out when I got back home. Which
I thought the video was really dope, man. It was really dope. It's like, because I watch a lot of travel videos, I was like, oh, he's using all the techniques. Here comes the hyperlapse. Here comes the transition. Here comes through the shot. Then
what I did was, I don't know if you've seen the other one that I've done recently, where I kind of told a story through a poem. And
I saw the VHS, not 8mm type.
8mm, yeah. Because it's all right doing the transitions and stuff and whatnot. Like, it is very technically pleasing to watch.
Yeah.
But it kind of does tell a story. Like, it does project India very well, but it doesn't tell my story on India. So that's why I wanted to kind of get all the footage and kind of make it meaningful towards me. And it was more like something for me, not for the people. I just really enjoyed doing it. I've still got my Sri Lanka one to do yet. And I went to Thailand, but I didn't get much footage in Thailand. I just kind of enjoyed it.
Fair. How much time did you spend in Thailand?
Oh, time, bro. Like, we spent like a whole month just in the south. Well, we made our way up. We were 3 weeks down south, and then we made our way up north in order to go to Vietnam. And then when we was making our way up to Bangkok, there was Vietnam announced that they've closed borders for Great British people. So our flights were like, we could have risked going airport, but we were just ultimately going to get turned away. So it was like, well, let's just miss that and try claim it back, and then decide to go somewhere else that's borders are still open. So then we got to Chiang Mai, which is north of Thailand. And then 48 hours before we was going to leave for our visa run out, we booked to go to Malaysia. So we was going to go to Kuala Lumpur.
Nice.
And then 24 hours before we left, before the flight, they closed the borders.
Oh, man.
And we was like, fucking hell, like, it's just not meant to be here. So it was just like, right, well, what do we do now? So we extended our visa because we had to, like, that's the only option. And then we said, we'll figure it out there. So we spent like 50 quid each, which is 100 quid, which don't sound like a lot, but when you're trying to budget, it's a lot. That could last, especially in a place like Thailand, that could last another 3 to 4 days, including hotel meals and so we did that, and then we just rented out this apartment flat for like 5 days, which were really nice. And we were just like, what are we doing? Like, we're basically doing quarantine in Thailand, and we could be doing it at home. We're just wasting money. Like, everywhere was closing. Even the temples were closing. Malls were kind of shutting down properly. Like, they weren't fully open. Like, there was just so much that was closing down and stuff like that. So we were just like, what's the point? And even the place that we're staying at, it had a swimming pool. And like, the first 2 days it was open, so we used the swimming pool and gym. And then the third day, they closed the swimming pool and the gym. So we were just like, we're so restricted. We might as well just get a flight home. And we got a flight home in end. But we flew home business class because we thought, you know what? We was going to do that originally anyway. So I was like, we might as well just do it now in Thailand, because it's a high to end on. And two, it's like, we was originally going to do it anyway. So let's just experience it and see what it's like. But gutted, but I can always continue it.
Yeah, true. Like, because you were gone for like 3 months, right?
Yeah, 3 months. It was meant to be like near enough 6 months. I want to come back till 8th of June.
No, but now you've got like time to plan.
Yeah, 100%. And we was thinking about getting a house as well when we came back. So, because obviously we had money saved still from traveling. Yeah. So it was like, we started looking at houses and did a few house visits, which was very odd because obviously it's like social distancing and so funny. But then that kind of kicked in, and it's just like, financially, it's unpredictable right now. I don't know when we're all going to start working again. I'm going to have to kind of restart my business because everyone's going to have to restart, really. So not many people are going to have money to chuck straight away. Yeah. So it's kind of like a sticky situation, and I've just decided myself, I'm like, it's the wrong time to look at houses right now. I think wait a year at least, like near end of next year, when houses should drop because recession should kick in. So I'm just going to hold it out till then, I think. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah. No matter what happens, we'll adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing that's happening right now is that we're bored at home. If you look back at the crisis that people went through, and generations, we kind of got it pretty easy.
So easy.
But, stay at home, watch Netflix, get fat, or work out.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to take it.
Exactly. Like, people died for this country, so it's kind of like we've got to suck it up a little bit. Like,
yeah.
It's nothing, is it? No.
It's nothing really. And I was like looking at the numbers, like I look at the numbers every morning, and even though like it's all over the news, there's like different things that is killing a lot more people, but it's not really talked about.
Malaria, HIV, like so many different things are killing lots of people, like millions.
Even if you look at like just smoking, how many people died because of smoking?
Millions.
Like triple.
Yeah.
And they're still selling cigarettes. So.
And prescription drugs, like overdose.
Yeah.
A lot of people die from overdose. I don't know how much that percentage is, but I can imagine it being high.
Yeah, no, it's definitely higher than this whole coronavirus thing. It's kind of like, obviously it's serious because people are dying, and the NHS. But yeah, man, let's talk filmmaking. Corona is like
Well, that's bro. I think that's kind of it. That's everything I wanted to talk about. Really, a little bit of a twist there at end, just like kind of like talk about life, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll definitely do something this year and the end of, well, once all this calms down.
Yeah, man. Let's make a big video.
100%. We'll definitely get a short film in the books, because I'll just get us all linked up once I've kind of got the people that I kind of have the same connection with. I'll just get them all in one group, or we'll meet up once we can, and go for food or whatever and just talk media.
I look forward to that. I'm very excited.
I'm excited, bro.
You have a blessed day, man. I think
you too, man. Take it easy. Stay safe.
You too, man. Peace.